Hurricanes attack. If you don't get there in time, we will lose 1,600 men, your brother among them.
It's an interesting lineup, isn't it?
Mumbai Indians. The engine room is that 5, 6, 7, because they're the type of guys that can go from ball one, and they can capitalise on a power surge, which has I think worked out for those type of players within this competition.
So Davies is striking at 172 strike rate, Cutting 145, and Sam's 187 in BBL 10.
Yeah, they're the numbers you want.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're looking at it, they pretty much have a good lineup.
Come.
Their batting kind of tell a story, you know, who's going to come in at number 3 to hold the innings together and sort of lay that foundation for that, to just catapult the innings later on with those great strikers at the ball.
Yeah, like someone like a Callum Ferguson who comes in plays good cricket shots. He doesn't try to invent anything too much, and he's the type of guy that the big hitters can go around. Doesn't mean that he's slow by any stretch of the imagination. Start of the tournament, he was electric.
So is it worth thinking about as Meredith continues to wheel away here?
Oh, yes.
If these two were to get to, say Khawaja and Hales bat, into the second half of the innings here, if they get through to overs 11 or 12, is it worth sacrificing somebody like Ferguson, as good as he is?
Yep. That would be my opinion, that you'd bring in, whether you want to keep building for the future and Oliver Davies to give him that chance again, but yeah, your Ben Cutting, your Daniel Sams, they shouldn't be that far away. But I don't know where, I don't know where Sydney Thunder and the coaching staff are with that.
With a hit and beats McDermott again. Finds the rope once more.
You just sense that the Hobart Hurricanes are not all there with it. They've lost a few of their matches recently. Now we're just getting away from the keeper, taking the gloves.
Again, just hurrying him up, isn't he? So Shane Bond, obviously the head coach of Sydney Thunder, is part of the Mumbai Indians franchise, part of the coaching staff there as a fast bowling coach. So he's well aware of what T20 cricket looks like around the world and in the best competition. So no doubt passing that on to Thunder.
Ooh. He felt like he was struggling halfway down there, I reckon, Hales.
You heard that? Oh no. It's because he played on the back foot and he was deep in his crease, and then he had to get motoring. And he would have just been home.
I think Juan's got the mic on for us tonight. We'll get down and have a chat to him at some stage this evening. And a chance to run out Alex Hales. So a good strong finish to the over from Riley Meredith. Still 8 runs from it, none for 32.
DuPont is no...
So good start. You can see what the average for the team batting first at this ground looks like. They're well and truly on their way to that sort of number. Be more if these two can stick around. And David Milan just about had a lot of tails in that previous over. And I think we get down to David. Did you think you had him halfway and running then? Did you look like you might have had him beat?
I thought so, but I don't really hit that often, to be honest. So I think he picked the right man.
How are you enjoying your BBL experience?
Yeah, it's been good, actually. It's been really good. Be even better if we were winning a few more games the last few, but, you know, that happens. Hopefully we can get back on that tonight.
And Darwood, what has been probably the biggest difference you've noticed about the Big Bash competition?
Well, the rules are obviously a lot different. You know, it just changes the format slightly in terms of when you're going and when you're not going. You know, if you don't get off to a good start, it sort of messes you up quite a bit and allows you to, or sort of puts you under pressure to catch up too much in those last 10, which is probably what we've done so far.
Do you know where you're ranked in the ICC T20 batting rankings at the moment?
I do, yes.
Yes.
I do, yeah.
Just a little trivia question for David there, that's all. We had a look at the graphic before. Brian would have known that all the time, would have known exactly where he sat.
Hey, David, Brian here.
Hello, Brian.
Yeah, how are you getting? All right?
Yeah, right. No complaints.
Yeah, I know you guys won the toss and decided to field first, but it looked like a pretty good batting track. Not much grass, but the ball's coming on. What do you think is a decent total?
Well, I think so far in the tournament, if you're sort of getting around that 170 mark, it's a good score if you're batting, just with the new rules and what have you. These guys have been probably the front runners with the highest totals, just with the way Halesy's got them off to the start. But yeah, if we can keep them anything, because it's a used pick, I think it's the fourth game we're playing on this one, so we can keep them to under 160, around that 150 mark. You know, hopefully it skids on a little bit under the lights and gives us a good total to chase.
You look at that top order you're part of, David, with Darcy and Ben. It's a pretty potent top 3 or 4 if you throw one or two others in that your team can throw at the opposition.
Yeah, we have. We've got a couple of good players. We just haven't clicked as well as a group as what we would have wanted to so far. Nice, Nath.
And who's impressed you the most from your team from a bowling perspective in the nets?
Well, I think they've all, especially the way we started this tournament, our bowlers are probably the thing that kept us in the games and won us a few games. In the last couple of games, the batting's let us down and not giving us the totals we wanted. But, the way Nathan has had to bowl 3 overs in a row at the death has been fantastic. To show that bottle to do that under pressure, game in after game, has been fantastic. But I think Riley Meredith's a very big talent. Yeah, I think Riley's probably the one he's impressed the most. He bowls absolute rockets by the looks of it.
What do you think is in store for him in the future?
Well, if he can stay fit and he can keep staying as consistent as he is, he'd be a fantastic backup at the moment for the 3 big ones they've got with Kane Richardson, as well as their force. If you add him to that sort of backup, it probably takes a little bit of pressure off the big guys that are playing all the games. It probably gives them an opportunity to get a few more games and get some experience.
It's nicely played by Khawaja. He sort of read the Ellis delivery. Ellis couldn't adjust. Beautifully played.
Yeah, it's predicted that he just sort of move on the inside of the ball and help it on his way. He's very good at these shots. Just using the pace of the ball and trying to play, if it's down to third man or here you see fine leg. It's very, very apt and capable of getting that ball back there. It's a difficult shot to play.
He used his feet beautifully there for Nort. Hey, David, we'll touch base throughout the game, mate. Thanks for being part of it.
Perfect, sounds good.
Good on you, mate. 4 overs gone, none for 40.
DuPont is knowingly poisoning 70,000 local residents for the last 40 years. Our
So there is just recapping that ICC World Rankings, top 10 T20 batters in the world. And David Milan, man, we've just been speaking to top of the heap. Geez, some skill amongst that group of players, isn't there? Ability to hit it everywhere, invent shots.
You've got a number of different types of players within that top 10, which shows you that there isn't one true formula in being successful in T20 cricket.
Bubba Azam be the best batter in the world before his days are up in maybe all forms of the game. Is he that good?
He's very good, and playing majority of his games outside of Pakistan and surfaces that he may not be accustomed to. I think he's a pretty special player. Very, very special player in all forms of the game, as you said. He's got that variety in his game to adapt and pretty much be successful.
So Sandeep Lamashane into the attack. We need the music turned down. It's lovely to have a bit of background music from time to time, but not when you're playing a game of cricket. It's one of your favourite tunes, Lise. So we're just going to push on, are we? Okay.
Just needed them to bowl.
Yep. Nice. They could do with him recapturing his very best, couldn't they? As a star, he was a revelation for 2 seasons, Lamashane. If you can just recapture that form, it'd go a long way to getting Hobart to where they want to be.
Yeah, well, he was the new kid on the block, wasn't he?
Nice bit.
For the Melbourne Stars, and certainly bamboozled a number of players. But as we've found in this competition, teams, individuals, they start to get to know you. So you've got to keep, adding different tricks, and it might be subtle changes for Sandeep, whether it be point of release. Don't know whether he's been working on any kind of secret deliveries. Spinners seem to be calling all sorts of names for their variations.
Yeah. Kawaja just missed out on that one then. Dropped it marginally short. Find the gap.
It's been a pretty good start, scoring around 10 runs and over, and it's pretty much setting themselves up for a big total here tonight.
There's definitely a bit of turn there, Brian. You're wondering whether the spinners are going to get a bit of help out of it. It certainly appears like there's a bit of sideways movement for Sandeep.
Yeah, it's just not much grass, so you expect a back of the hand bowler to try to get some purchase off of it. Just checking to see what the pace is like, how it's coming off the track.
Yep.
And I think it's really smart play, and we've seen this from the Adelaide strikers when you look at Rashid Khan. They bring him on straight after the power play just to slow it down, ask the batters to make the pace of the ball instead of using the fast pace that's on offer with Riley Meredith.
Wait!
So far it's worked, given that there's only 4 runs that have come off this over.
Finish it off now. Get out of this with a single or a dot ball, and he's done exactly what Stakes was talking about.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
He's taking the pad on the way through. Come back for a couple. That's the end of the 5th over. It's none for 46.
DuPont is knowingly poisoning 7.
Pace off again here. Darcy Short, who's, what you two think? Bowling has improved dramatically, I reckon, in the last couple of years.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that he's picked up 2 3-fers so far in this tournament, he's having an impact with the ball, which has probably made him feel like he's still contributing to the team's performance.
Yep.
a bit tricky, you know. He bowls the Chinaman, he's got Googly, he's got everything in his armory, and you'd think that you can get after him because, you know, he's not one of those frontline.
Drawn the error there from Khawaja.
Just if you look at last year and what he was able to do, though he only played 9 games, he picked up 6 wickets. His economy was 9.94. So far, he's picked up 6 wickets, and his economy is 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good start here. Just a couple of half errors from Usman Khawaja. Just putting the brakes on early, the short Lamashane combination.
And the other thing about Darcy Short's bowling, as the 50 comes up for the Sydney Thunder, is that when he did play the IPL for Rajasthan Royals, he was in and out of the side a fair bit, but he did have a chance to spend some time with Shane Warne during that time.
So again, another big delivery here. Finished the over off. And it's been another good one for the Hurricanes as they try and drag this bright start back by the Thunder.
Yes.
It's nicely played by Khawaja. And it's the first boundary in 13 and 14 deliveries, in fact. So he breaks the shackles off the last ball with a glorious cricket shot. It's the end of the 6th over, none for 55.
DuPont is knowingly poisoning 70,000 local residents for the last more than a year. Our government is captive to DuPont. They're trying to force you to make me stop.
They just need to be at their best tonight, the Hobart Hurricanes, and just a couple of errors that they've made. Just a ball here and a ball there have got away from them. They, to get to where they want to be in this tournament, they just probably need to be a bit better than that.
Absolutely, given the fact that I have a feeling that they're going to be chasing a lot of runs.
Yeah.
And that's why it was an interesting decision to bowl first on a used pitch when you kind of need your batters to kind of play with some freedom, whereas now they're going to potentially be chasing a score above 180. That puts a lot of pressure straight away onto your top order.
Yes.
To the gap, that's beautifully played again, and that's more like it. That's the stuff that the coaching team want to see from the Hurricanes. Great stuff, Tim David. 10th 50-run opening partnership, just by the way, between these two.
Yeah, they've been exceptional throughout the tournament, that left-right combination, but two very seasoned players.
No.
Guys who've played international cricket, so, I mean, you couldn't get two better batters up front to set the tone of your innings. One have gone on to score, Alex Hayes have gone on to score big runs. We don't have a 50 yet from Khawaja. That's chipped over the cover region, went down the track. And Lamachani just tried to drift it a little bit away from him, still being able to get his bat to. That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, the width was on offer, and all he had to do was really throw his hands at it. You can see that last movement was towards the ball to get himself into some kind of position to get bat on it.
Yes.
And what I like about Usman Khawaja and when he plays is when he finds a boundary, more often than not, the next delivery is off strike. So it's that, as you said, Brian, the right-left-hand combination, but constantly making it difficult for the opposition captain and the bowler to kind of get set with their field and line and lengths that they need to bowl.
But a terrific player for a long time, Usman Khawaja. It's good running. That's the end of the over. That's 7 gone, none for 64.
You never win with violence. You only win when you maintain your dignity.
Big fella wore one on the way through here.
Oh, little rib tickler.
Yeah. Full stretch, that's not going to tickle, is it?
Oh, good spirit of cricket as well.
So just putting Hales and Khawaja into BBL historical perspective, they're the third most prolific partnership in the history of this tournament, and they're closing in on the pair that sits directly above them at the moment.